other stuff. So, uh, of course, I had all this time to prepare, and I have not prepared the live stream part of it. Okay, so I'm just now starting it. But in the meantime, that's fine because at least we're actually starting. um, oh, what did anyone catch the time, by the way? Was it 02 or was it 03?
Three?
Oh, three? Okay, so I won the bet. Neil, we had to place bets on what time you'd show up. Um, there were only three possibilities. It was either going to be exactly 6 o'clock, 6:01, 6:02, or I said after that just to. But I was pretty sure it wasn't going to be after that. But I was like, I know it's going to be either 6:01 or 6:02, and it was 6:03. So, because yeah, I'd rather you be a few minutes late than, and of course everyone's clocks are probably different anyway. But
Yeah,
than some people who are like, I'll just show up whenever or not at all.
yeah.
But anyway. Yeah, I was worried. I'm not gonna lie because I sent you a message and I was like, he's not answering. Uh, let's see. Man,
And did you send me a message?
on Gilded, it's still there.
Oh, okay. It did not notify me of that.
I mean, it is
I thought
Gilded.
there you were.
Oh no, hang on.
We're
No, I did get a notification. Right, no, I did get a notification. I got a notification to my email, but when I logged into Gilded, it didn't bring it up and such. So that's why and stuff. I just didn't check via the chat bits and stuff. It didn't
gotcha.
highlight as quickly. So yeah.
Yeah, like I said, that's why I always get on the actual app to check stuff because I don't know this app well enough to know that. Because Discord even is like horrible when it comes to notifications. So I have no idea if this app is better, worse. So far, it's been different. It has for at least for in my experience, it hasn't really been horrible like as far as notifying me of things. But like I said, I don't really notice that much because I um, get on these apps like every day, unless I like specifically
Yeah.
decide not to check stuff because I know that yeah, stuff happens. All right, so what am I? I'm looking for the. Oh, there we go. I'm looking for a.
When you and Mac were trying to see each other in chat,
Mhm.
it was weird because I actually was looking at Gilded at that time, and I could see you both in the chat, but obviously neither of you could see each other and stuff. So
That is really weird. So wait, you were in the chat too?
I was on the channel and I could see both of you were in the chat lobby and
Right.
stuff.
But how do you
And
know
I
we were?
guess when
How do you know that we couldn't see each other then if you weren't in the physical
you
voice chat?
posted the picture screenshot of
Oh.
what you could see. So I was going, I'm guessing that you're trying to talk to each other but can't at the moment. And then Mac signed out and signed back in again. So I guess, yeah, that's probably what happened.
Yeah. All right. I think I've got everything set up. Hopefully shit doesn't crap out on me. All right. So first of all, does any? I think I asked Z and Mac this last time, but they didn't have any because Mac forgot and Z didn't really have any R&R. But does Weber or Jita have any R&R bonus momentum personal use for personal
As
use?
in something that she if she does she gets or something. Just
Yeah, well, yeah. So basically, anyone that was on R&R and actually either did relaxation or recreation before all the chaos started got
yeah.
bonus momentum that only they used, and it doesn't expire or anything like that. And that only they could use.
Yeah.
And I couldn't remember if you were in that group or not.
I don't think I certainly hadn't talked about it.
Okay,
So I
so
don't think
probably not then. Um,
hmm,
it could have been one of the episodes. I mean, yeah, it could have been an episode where you either weren't
yeah.
present or something. I don't know. Let me move this down now. All right. So urgent handouts at the very top of roll 20. If you're a Star Trek Adventures kind of veteran or someone that's been playing it a while, you might not need it. Except for the Kelvin notes and the initiative order, which is going to be a bit different than normal. So there is going to be combat. That it's unavoidable. Um, if it went back and forth between bad guys and good guys, like in normal Star Trek Adventures games, then you guys would be decimated in seconds, and also it wouldn't be, yeah, it just wouldn't be fun story wise. So instead, I have it so that um, every turn the Kelvins and the Enterprise D and the Horizon takes a turn, or every round they take turns, but not
Yeah,
necessarily every other ship. So, like for example,
yeah,
Weber commands the Defiant. He won't be acting every single turn because that's kind of the trade-off for the Kelvins not going every other turn and basically
yeah,
destroying you.
yeah,
And it also just
yeah,
makes sense cinematically and storytelling wise. Now, the thing is though, is if you think of something before, like let's say if you're looking at the initiative turn order right now, let's say the Charvanek is just gone, which is the third ship down, and then I skip over to the Excelsior, and you're like, but I want to do this. As long as it's not like actual shooting, like if it's an either role play or if it's something like, you maybe want to try to fix your warp core or something that you can think of that's
yeah,
not necessarily because the combat has already kind of been built into the system that I kind of made from the to kind
yeah,
of make the story make sense. So as
yeah,
long as it's something like that, then I'm like, fine, that's cool. If this goes well and if people actually show up and blah blah blah, then if there needs to be another part, then I might just say, okay, we'll extend it till April. We will do another, finish this off for an episode 21. But if nobody else shows up, or if it's like a slog to get through this and it's not as smooth as I thought it was, then we're just gonna
yeah,
say we'll continue this in season 5. The first episode of season 5 will be the battle basically ending, and then the characters that are sent to another universe will get sent to another universe, and the characters that are
yeah,
dead will be killed, and the characters that just leave, go about their life, will go about their life. Um, so yeah, like I said, the ones that are going every turn or every round is the Enterprise D and the Horizon and the Kelvin Scout ship. The only reason the Horizon's going every round is because there's story that needs to happen there. Everything else is basically just you guys throwing torpedoes and anti-proton cannons at the Kelvin Scout ship. But again, one
yeah,
hit from a Kelvin Scout ship could destroy one of your ships. So if I had you guys go and then it go and then you guys go and then it go, it would destroy you all in a matter of seconds. So I think this is a good um, middle ground to make it. And that to me, like I said, I've said this plenty of times. For my, you know, I'm not a huge RPG. Like I'm not big on D&D, but Star Trek Adventures to me is one of my favorite systems because it's so easy to change to fit the story.
mm.
And you know, um, so yeah. Battle groups is important. So command unit is going to be the Enterprise D, the hospital ship, the Pasteur, and the Zarina, which is a carrier that will dispatch fighters. Um, Neil is going to be on the Vanguard on the or is he not? I don't see the Defiant there. Oh, Neil is going to be on Special Task Force, or not Neil, sorry, Weber is going to be on Special Task Force Alpha, which is basically the Defiant's job is going to be to protect the War. Now the Warbird is uh, spoiler alert, but the Warbird's probably going to be cloaked when it does its quantum
Okay,
singularity mission. But your job is, and you can be cloaked if you want to start out. That's fine. But your job is basically to protect the Warbird from. I mean, if you have to take an anti-proton beam to protect it, that's pretty much your job. The Morrigan will be there to help you. That is a ship operated by Starfleet Marines, and yeah. Um, Jita is going to be on the infamous Dreadnought Calamari Killer, which is going to. Their job is to deliver the Borg nanites to the target's power distribution center or computer core. Keep in mind the mission because that's important. You can only beam the singularity device to the target's bridge or engine room, or it really won't do that much damage. I mean, it will, but it will. It won't do the maximum amount of damage they could possibly do. If you beam it to the bridge, you essentially disable the ship. The command center is down. The Kelvin ship can't do much of anything after that. If
yeah,
you beam it to the engine room, you basically take out its propulsion, and then you have time to kind of move around and stuff like that, and possibly even destroy the entire ship. The Borg nanites need to get into either a power distribution center to kind of get spread around the entire ship, or the computer core to kind of corrupt the computer core. Um, So you will be protected by Ambassador Luzas, the Vortis Dominion battlecruiser, and 20 fighters deployed by Zarina. Um, let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything missing. Z Tal is on the Defiant with you. That's right. Um, Mac, you. Oh, so as mentioned before, the fleet captain of Squadron Elite is Captain Bricata. However, as you can see to this with everyone's names, each other captain is then subsequently in command based on several different things, but a lot of it is based on story. I have Captain Bratham as the third in command of the fleet after Captain Gray because that's a player character. Um, and I was hoping to get to have eventually Bratham be in command of something, but he's not here at the moment. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there where the others are. So Captain Adams is sixth in command, and it. So the reason why it's like this is because the admirals that are on your ships. Most of these ships, I think, except for the Defiant because it's so small, but most of the
Yeah.
ships are going to have an admiral to oversee things, but they're not in tactical command of the fleet or anything like that. They're basically there to ensure that the job gets done. And the only directive is destruction of this Kelvin scout ship. It cannot be allowed to go back to its armada and give them the information it's collected. Um, let's see. Oh yeah, Commander Weber is ninth in command of the squadron. I'm trying to see if they're and Jita is 10th. Um, so I'm gonna go to let's see what was the other Kelvin note. So as you can see in the Kelvin note 1, these are the traits that you guys have got that has reduced difficulty or of something. Um, So the first one is United in Galactic Defense, reduces the difficulty to assist the Kelvin influenced by one. Then you have Prepared by this, which is a +1 to presence, daring, and insight checks within Kelvin psychic mindscapes. So if you happen to fail the the resisting part of it, and you actually end up in some kind of hallucination or nightmare induced fever dream or something like that, it gives you an extra dice to those rolls to be able to basically get out of it or fight back or whatever. And but it also reduces the difficulty to resist psychic influence by one. Then as per field modulator, it reduces the difficulty to reduce blah 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 blah. So same as the other two. So with those three, the normal difficulty is going to be a 5, but with those three, it reduces it to 2. Then the trait Asamind, which I still cringe when I think of that, which I think it's I forgot what it stands for. I think it's like Advanced Strategic something, infiltration, sabotage, something like that. Basically, you guys doing what you're doing with the singularity and the nanites. It gives you a +1d20 to all tasks related to that strategy. So that's anything, transporting the device, maneuvering the ship closer to do so, etc. Your directives are Prime Directive, obviously. Research and develop the mental shards, which I believe is mostly completely finished. But if Mac, if you want to role play after Runa's thing with Riza, if you want to role play doing more with that, you can. Then you have destroy the Kelvins, River, Trask, and Kelvin. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys know that Kelvin, that Trask and River. Well, I know you don't because there's another Trask on Voyager. So if you did, you would probably be like, hold on, what's this other Trask doing here? But anyway, so yeah, you're basically your mission is to destroy the ship at whatever means possible. All right, so now that we've got that out the way, oh yeah, and don't forget about your sanity stats. I've checked your um, pages on Roll20. Most of you do not have stats for sanity that are too bad, except for maybe one of you. I think it was Riza, but everyone else
Yeah,
seems pretty good.
yeah, we already discussed she's having a infiltration of the mine right now.
Yeah, she's having a hard time. Anyway, let's get started. So, I want to, let's see, let's try. try this one. I don't. No, that's not. Nah. This one. I'm trying to find a song to put us in the mood, but none of these are working because they're way too mellow. Let's try. Ooh, yeah. Let's try this one. Where's the Starship Bridge one? I need to get rid of that. Oh, it's still running. I didn't even notice. Alright. So the last... Oh, it's a bit too loud. At least for me it is. Alright. So the last thing that you guys experienced the last game was the Captain Bricata saying, Fleet Captain Bricata to all ships, battle stations. As the Kelvin scout ship was not too far away. I think it was about 20 minutes out. Now, Neil, protocol is for Captain Jita to return to the infamous dreadnought Calamari Killer so she can command the ship to do what it's supposed to do. Is she going to remain aboard the Enterprise D, or is she going to follow protocol and transport back while you still have the chance?
Yeah, no, she'll transport back.
All right. So since we haven't gotten into combat or anything yet, that's not going to be a roll or anything. However, the first kind of roll is going to be, let's see, D-Man's not here, so I can't have him roll for the flying bit. But I will roll for Brucato. She is going to basically do a rally, which I believe gives you It's a 0 difficulty, and it is going to give momentum, kind of bonus momentum, because you're already at max momentum. But she is going to rally you guys and, let's see, NPCs, and give you guys some bonus momentum. So she says, remember, the Kelvins have slaughtered hundreds of thousands of our comrades and completely devastated the Breen and Talarian wings of Squadron Elite. This scout ship will not return to its parent armada waiting beyond the galactic barrier. Is that understood? And she looks around to everyone on the bridge. Next. Lasco's there, right?
Yep.
Alright, how does Lasco react?
Let's go. Yes, sir.
Everyone else around says, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, yes, captain, variations of that. And I'm going to now roll and see how much bonus. Now, this bonus momentum has to be used this scene. Okay, so you have 2 bonus momentum. It does have to be used this scene before, we get into any serious stuff. I will say, let's see. Brucato turns to Lasco, her first officer, and says, are the Asper field modulators working to expected parameters, Commander?
Yes, sir. They are.
All right. In that case, she tells the helm, take us to extreme range. We want to remain outside of range while the Vanguard wing attacks. So the and I asked you guys last time, but we have another person here, so I'll ask again. So I forgot I had another map. I had this map already for the combat. I'm not a huge fan of any kind of squares during combat, but I wanted to ask you guys' opinion. Specifically Neil, since you're the only one who hasn't given one. Which of these 2 do you prefer? Just so you know, and this is probably obvious, but the Kelvin ship is not to scale. It's the size of a moon, so it's a lot bigger than that. However, that's just
Right.
generally what it physically looks like. So do you prefer
Yeah.
do you prefer something like this where you don't have the hexagons or whatever, or do you prefer the hexagons? I like See, so what I will say what I do like about this one is not necessarily hexagons, but the fact that it does have. I did make um, the zones. So this is close range
Yeah.
essentially. This is medium range, and this is like long range. And then over here where the command ships are going to be is extreme range. Um, ooh, some of these ships are not here anymore, so let me get rid of them. Um,
Um, I mean, for quick reference, it means if we're able to move the ship tokens obviously into their specific ranges, it's going to be a lot quicker to know where we are and everyone have an
mhm,
idea.
yeah.
But the other one, I mean, I suppose you could quickly draw a couple of lines and such if you wanted to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if we move the ships themselves, I don't know. I feel like even without the boxes, it's kind of relatively easy to see. Let me move you over there real quick. Where like for example, this is probably close range. If you're like in the
Hmm.
picture, it's gonna be like reach basically.
Yeah,
Um, so like these are also close range. These ships are medium range, and these ships are. I mean, I think the main problem with this one is because the Kelvin ship picture takes up so much room. It's a lot harder to kind of
yeah,
figure out where the ranges are. Um,
yeah.
but
The,
yes,
the other one for me personally, I don't mind, but the other one personally, I think is a little bit easier
okay, to
just to
like
keep track of
understand,
what's
yeah.
happening.
I
Yeah,
agree. I didn't at first, I made the other one after forgetting I made this one. This is a more traditional one, but there's a couple ships missing because, like I said, I made this a while ago. Um, so yeah, there's some ships that are not here. Let me see. The Dumar is not there, so let me put that there. Uh, yeah, so you guys, and like I said before, you guys started out with
Um,
like 100 ships in Squadron Elite. You are down to a roughly 15.
ba- can I do a scene with Reza?
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, I'm getting to that. Like I have everything mapped out. Like I said, if I don't get to something, then let me know and I'll put you there. But most everything I have pretty much mapped out to make it more cinematic. Um, so yeah, you will get that. Trust me. I haven't forgotten anyone. All right. So, but before we get to that, actually, no, we can't because the I was gonna go to the Horizon, but there's no players here for the Horizon. So instead, we will go. Look at that, the Enterprise E, where Riza and Runa is. Let's see. I gotta find the sick bay. There we go. All right, so there you are. And Runa has just entered sick bay to see Riza, who is kind of, going through some shit, lying in a bio bed. So yeah, what does Runa say?
Rona runs over and she asks the doctor what's happening.
Uh, I probably should have made a doctor NPC. He says, I don't know. Her cells and DNA is reacting very similar to the way Mr. Dar Soulforges did a few months back. I don't, I can't. I'm at a loss.
Um, Razor goes, "Why's there a big? Why's there a big? Uh, 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 uh a big mouth right there?
What? Is that her going crazy?
The mouth is going to eat me."
All right, Riza, roll fitness, medicine, or command. Difficulty 3. If you fail, you have to roll some challenge dice. And as you're doing that, Specialist Timur Kellen enters. He walks over to you and says, Riza, are you okay?
So it's fitness security or
Fitness, medicine, or command.
she goes, that's trying to she's pointing to the wall. That's trying to eat me.
He just looks around it and looks over to Bruna and says, "What's going on?" Oof. All right, roll 3 challenge dice. You remember how to do that, right? I know we don't do it that often. Oof. So take 3 stress, and what does that
Yep.
put you down to?
That puts me down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You have 5 left.
Yeah.
Okay. So the effect is going to be that you actually, I know what the effect's going to be. +1 to sanity. What does that put you up to? 7 or 5? I can't remember.
It puts me up to 6.
Okay. So yeah. So when Timur Kellen enters, you can sort of figure your sanity doesn't just come back to you, but like you start to become more lucid and you can see your best friend here as well as your basically adopted sister. So you're a little bit more coherent now, but not much. He says, "What's going on, Riza?"
I don't know. Runa says her DNA is breaking down. She doesn't have much time.
The doors open and Commodore Ashlyn and someone that um, Riza probably doesn't know. Um, to be honest, I've forgotten how. Did Riza go? Yeah, Riza went to the Garrett's universe, right? With Little Runa.
No,
Oh,
it was Runa.
it was
Big
Runa.
Runa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Runa and looks up and sees a Dren clone in a captain's uniform. You know, it's kind of open. Looks like he's been in a bit of a scuffle, or maybe just got out of the shower or something. But they rush in and run to Riza's side, and you recognize Captain. Well, you recognize him as a Dren clone. I don't know if you would recognize who he actually is. Um, well, actually, yeah. Runa came with them on the on the ship from the other universe,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so she would know who he
Yeah.
is. So this is Darren McLandon, which is Little Runa's father, and so yeah, they kind of stand around Riza and look, and yeah, Ashland says, "Riza, it's okay, just it's okay," and kind of like pets her hair.
Um. Uh. Runa says she's got not much to leave, Mum.
Sorry.
Not much time.
Ashland looks
'Cause
between McLandon and Runa, and you could see tears welling up in her eyes.
but I think something's in her mind making her crazy by saying things, Mum.
What is this? And the chief medical officer looks over and he says, the only time we've seen anything like this is with Mr. Dar Soulforge. As for the sanity, I think it's just the after effects of being attacked by the Kelvins so many times. And Ashlyn says, "Is there anything we can do?" And she looks to Runa, hoping that Runa has an answer.
I wasn't able to find it because it. I didn't have much time.
What about that those shards that you got from the other universe? Couldn't they do something?
Um, she thinks and she goes, if I was given more time, I could make it easier for her to not lose her sanity while she's dying. By sticking. She goes, Doctor, is it possible if we can stick it under like two of these extra shots underneath the skin at specific spots?
Shots of what, Ensign?
She goes, these are in the actual comm shields. They're the main catalyst to protecting our minds. Can we actually put it underneath the skin to see if it actually helps?
I don't
To
think
see
so. The mind shards are designed to protect from psychic damage. I don't see how that's gonna fix her DNA or bring her sanity back.
I got no other idea because the DNA is breaking down and I can't restore her DNA.
Ashlyn reaches towards Runa and says, "Give me your hand."
She gives her hand.
She tells you, "Put your other hand on her temple," and she puts her hand on Riza's stomach where the symbiote is.
She does. She does.
And she says, "My mind to your mind." And I'm going to do a mind meld and see if she can get a copy of her Katra before she goes. Roll control medicine to assist. Oof. You're gonna need to get that assist, or it's not gonna work.
Uh,
Control medicine.
yeah. Control medicine. Can she use compose?
Sure. No. Roll fitness command again. Difficulty 3
For who, Runa?
for Riza. And by the way, since we weren't able to go to the horizon because the players aren't here, then we're not yet in combat turns. So I'll let you know when that starts. Or it might actually become really obvious, but just in case, I will let y'all know. Fitness command, I think I said. You, by the way, you have that bonus momentum, the two bonus momentum. The two bonus momentum for. Well, actually, I'll say that she did the rally to everyone in the fleet. So yeah, you have two bonus momentum from Bukata too.
Can I use them?
Sure. Ooh, difficulty 3, and you made it. So I will propose to you the same question I asked Darlock before he made his decision. Do you want her to ascend now, or do you want her body to kind of reach an equilibrium and basically all of this evolution kind of settles down and she goes back to her normal trill state?
Um. Well, she's not at the point that her sanity is at the right stage.
That is true. If she ascends now, she will probably become a supervillain. All right.
I'm gonna say not right now.
Okay, so she goes back to being a normal trill, at least for the time being. But
Because
yeah, go ahead.
I'll discuss why I'm doing that right now. With you
Okay,
after.
that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, from a
Because
sanity point of view, it makes perfect sense.
and story related why yeah. I'll discuss it with you late after.
All right, no problem. All right, so because D-Man is not here, I'm gonna skip the Trask in the escape pod bay of the Kelvin ship and go back to Enterprise D bridge. So we are going to be entering combat unless someone specifically wants to do, say, or roleplay something beforehand. Does anybody want to do that? Alright, I don't hear any yays or nays, so we will continue. I have to actually roll for the Kelvin ship though, so give me a second. I mean, it's a difficulty 0 roll for them, but still. Maybe it could give me more threat. Let's see.
Are we rolling another sanity check?
Not yet. I will let you know.
Okay.
Where is it? Yeah, there it is. I hope that's the right one. Oh, they got a complication. That's good for y'all. I think. Yeah. Let me look at handouts. I think it's in Kelvin Note too, because I forgot to mention this to Neil. Um, so you guys get 1 bonus momentum for each complication rolled by the GM. So that gives you 2 bonus momentums. I'm gonna need y'all to think of a way to get rid of to use those 2 bonus momentums pretty soon. So if you think of anything, let me know. You also get the Kelvin Incursion Commendation, which gives you basically a get out of death free card 1 time, and then you start with all 3 determinations. Role-playing or calling upon vices may earn another determination after 1 is used with a value, at GM's discretion, obviously. And you started at full. Those are ways that I try to help you, because this is an OP enemy. But yeah, definitely think of a way to use those 2 bonus momentums, because after after the following quote-unquote turn, you won't have them anymore. But I did roll a complication, so basically, well, actually, let me roll an assist. Where is it? An assist from the Kelvin pilot. Alright, so I'm going to say that puts me up to back up to 29 threat. I had 29, then someone did something that brought it down to 27. Now I'm back up to 29. But I have to actually roll for the damage. But as I'm rolling for the damage, I will tell you what happens. An electromagnetic pulse emits from this vessel, it was 20 minutes away. It's been about 5 minutes. However, somehow it has gotten a lot closer in those 5 minutes. And it has emitted this pulse. I could have sworn I said it was 5. That looks a lot more than 5 damage.
Yeah,
Reroll.
Lord.
I've found that sometimes when you roll the challenge dice,
It doesn't work.
you have to roll it twice for it to roll the right number
Really?
for some reason.
Well, the
It's
thing
like
is,
something cursing with coding and stuff like that, basically.
well, I rolled it twice, but also, like that. Let me see if I can change it. Yeah,
Oh, is it adding the weapons
oh, you know
and
what?
the
It
damage?
is. So the weapons are at 13, so it is adding that. So I'll just go with the first one. All right. I forgot it did that. So everyone's weapons should be way more powerful than normal. Oh well. Um, so that's a lot. Two. I'll start with the twos. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna. The EMP isn't actually supposed to do a lot of damage because it's supposed to just knock you out of warps. So I'm gonna change that, um, and just make it a 1. So it'll be 14, which is still high, but it's not like crazy high. So all right, 2. I guess I could have just removed 4. I don't know. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Hold on, what? I have to check y'all's ships. Because I know y'all have resistance and shields, but I don't think your shields or resistance was upgraded. I think everything else was. So, I mean, this alone, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, yeah. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. This alone could reduce all of your shields by half or more, actually. See, I thought it was just gonna roll one freaking 5 dice. I thought it was gonna roll 5 dice. I didn't know it was gonna roll that and the weapons, which is stupid. I should have known that because it does that with the player character, with the character sheets for the NPCs and the player characters. I guess that's probably why the NPC ships aren't rated that well, especially with the weapons. It's like their weapons are sometimes like 6, and then you have a torpedo of 6, so that rolls like 12, not 14 or 13 or whatever it was. All right, I'm gonna say it takes out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It takes out 12 shields because I don't feel like doing all that adding. And the dampening part of it, because of all the effects, basically means that it's pretty much. I mean, it's possible, but it's going to be extremely difficult to actually get them back on. Get your. Oh, that's the other thing. So you take a breach to engines. And it's going to basically mean that it's going to take a while to get your engines back on. I mean, the whole point of it is to knock you out of warp. It's not to do damage. So I probably could have just rolled it, or honestly, not even rolled it, but whatever. Y'all have OP weapons too. Hopefully, we get to use them though. All right.
So just to clarify, is that all ships or
Yeah.
one ship?
Actually, let me write that down. Minus 12 to shields. It's yeah. So all ships, because it's a pulse, every ship that's in a certain vicinity or area have been knocked out of warp. And basically, it's an actual task to get you back, get your warp core back online to bring you back to being able to go to warp. This is, by the way, why you started out with 100 ships and you ended up with 15 after like 3 months, because the Kelvin ship attacks, or knocks you out of warp, attacks, and then you guys finally get your warp core back online, and then you go to warp. The reason why you haven't and I believe you guys were here last when I said this, but you did try to beam like an antimatter bomb onto their ship, but they were either able to disable it, or when it did blow up, it really didn't do much damage because it's a big ship. So basically, that's why the singularity and the virus and the nanites and all that was kind of created and designed, because basically your actual physical ship weapons are basically designed to kind of weaken it a bit and distract it from, being able to disable the other weapons that you end up transporting on board. Anyway, Brucata says, Recon Wing, continuously forward tactical scans from medium range to all command and vanguard vessels. Vanguard battle group, begin advanced assault at close range, but remember to be careful and don't get within reach of those tentacles or the target's artificially enhanced gravitational field. Which I didn't put a stat for that, so I'll just say if you get too close, then you'll probably crash into it because it's got artificial. It has normal, it's moon size, so it has actual gravity, but it also has enhanced. It's been enhanced by, artificially. Let's see. We have medium range, close range, reach, and then the command ships are going to remain at extreme range. So these three ships are the command ships, at least for the time being. May change depending on who's alive. The two recon ships are the Voyager and the Nova class, both of which are able to cloak. So they're going to within medium range, which is here-ish. The Vanguard group, I actually have to look to see who that is, because memory. And let's see, the command ship for that is the Enterprise E, which is this one. It's going to go to within close range. Who else? The Damar. Good. Guess I wonder which ship's gonna be destroyed first. The Galron. The Excelsior. And the Hope of Glory, which is the Prometheus class. That's Captain Adams' ship, Mac. So,
Cool.
and because so many people aren't here and we're having to skip a bunch, I might end up just having you guys, take your turns with all of your ships and just have the Kelvin ship attack once. I'm not sure yet, but we'll get to that. So, on the bridge of the Enterprise D, Admiral Riker enters the bridge and says, report. He looks straight to you, Commander Zed. He says, Commander Zed, report.
The Kelvin ship is, and he looks down at his console and says, "It took about half our shields and dropped us out of warp. It will take a little bit to get our warp engines back online."
He says, I see. And at this point, Captain Bukata is kind of barking orders to Verena at Ops and the helmsman, Ensign Graham. But I'm going to need Lasco to make a sanity check. I believe, let's see, none of the other players have characters on this ship because Tal is on the Defiant. So we'll get to that in a minute. But roll a sanity check. It's going to be sanity checks, I think, are control command or control medicine. No. I'll say, control medicine. I think I've changed it like a bunch of times, to be honest. And I always write it down and then fucking forget it or forget where I've written it. Let me see if I have it.
2?
The difficulty was 2. Yeah, did you get 2?
Yeah, 2.
All right.
Don't you see it?
No, I was doing something. Yep. So you have passed your sanity check, and you are fine for now. So now, again, can't go to the Horizon. So we're going to go to the Defiant. Mr. Weber, you are. Where's the Defiant? Your job is to protect Charvanek, which is currently cloaked. Have you ordered? Hold on. Did I? I bet I did, because I do stuff like that all the time. I think I put one ship in 2 different locations. Have you ordered the Defiant to cloak, or is the Defiant going to remain uncloaked to kind of, if the Kelvin ship attacks you, it's kind of focused on you rather than the cloaked.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's what I'm thinking. Also, the thing is, I'm just correct me if I'm wrong. I'm guessing that only cloak shields are up on the Warbird. No actual physical
Correct.
penetration
Yeah.
shields.
They don't have
Yeah.
scimitar
So,
shields yet.
Yeah. So yes, I'm gonna stay uncloaked, but with shields up for that purpose.
All right. Go ahead and make a presence command roll as you're directing Lieutenant Commander Taylor, who is sitting at security and tactical, to basically, and the helm, and also obviously if you want to roleplay it, but basically make a direct roll of presence command to give those orders and to basically have the Defiant kind of stay within range of the Jarvanek and kind of however you want to describe those orders to your helmsman and your tactical officer, but just make sure you roll for it too.
Yeah. There is another order I want to do. I want the breach to be cleared on the engines, so that obviously it can't be repaired, but at least it's cleared, so we're not going to have more issues with it as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I will roll.
Let's see. Where in the world? Sorry.
Got 2 successes.
All right. And yeah, go ahead and roleplay yourself giving those orders, and because I have a reply from one of them at least.
Helm, make sure that we are keeping ourselves between our mission and the. What's the Kelvin? Is it just called the Kelvin ship?
Yeah, they just call it either the Kelvin ship or the Kelvin scout ship or the scout ship. It's basically their smallest ship besides the shuttle.
Between them and the Kelvin ship. Engineering, I want you to clear any damage to the engines as best you can. Make sure that's clear. And make sure our shields are maintained as best as possible. We need to make sure that any weapons fired in this direction do not hit what our mission is. What is the Roman ships called?
The Charvanek.
Do not hit the Charvanek.
Engineering calls back, yes, sir, and the helmsman says yes, sir, as well. However, from security, Lieutenant Commander Taylor sits over there, and he you can see him kind of rubbing his head and looking at his console and starting to sweat. And he says, "Sir, I think we're getting a hail. It's coming from long range. It's coming from an alien ship, sir, not Starfleet."
Okay. Are you okay?
Sorry, I've got a major headache. I don't know what. And he kind of leans forward and slumps over his console. And you can see his eyes are still opened, but he is kind of otherwise seems to be catatonic.
Okay. Sick bay, we have an officer who may have succumbed to Kelvin mental attack. Is a direct beam to sick bay suitable for you now?
That would be Dr. Tall.
So, yep. So Tal answers. Tal here. Yeah, of course, we will see what we can do. Beam him up directly, and I'm basically pointing at the sick bay crew to start beaming him up.
Okay. Taylor is beamed off the bridge. Doesn't require a roll. And I'm going to need Weber and Dr. Tall to make a sanity check for me. It's going to be control medicine, difficulty 2.
Can I buy?
If I was you guys, I would use. You still have those 2 bonus momentum. Y'all should use them. At least I think you do.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should still have it.
Okay.
If that's the case, do you want to take 1 dice and I'll take another dice?
Sure. Let's split them up.
All right. So one of you succeeded.
Nice.
Well, you both succeeded, but one of you succeeded extraordinarily well. So, Neil, for Captain Weber, you have 2 bonus momentum. You guys are at full momentum, so you're going to have to use those 2 bonus momentum in this scene. But you guys feel the attacks, but you know that they're out there attacking you, but you are able to kind of brush it aside with your training and with the help of the Esper shield on your chest. At that point, Weber, you remember that Taylor mentioned something about a hail, and you see on your console there is a red flashing light indicating a subspace hail from long distance, like 20 light years.
Does it give any indication where it is coming from?
In the general,
Just 20 light
in the general direction of several known species like Cardassian and Ferengi, Fessarian, Laeranak, and others.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's not one that you would readily recognize. It's not a frequency you would readily recognize. Not something that's known like a Starfleet signal or anything like that.
Yeah. The main thing I was going was it wasn't coming from the barrier or beyond there.
Oh no, it's like I said, it's like 20 or 30 light years away. So like you could tell it's coming from a ship that's in movement towards you. But other than that, you can't really tell.
Okay, I am going to answer the hail.
On screen, you see a familiar face. Hopefully I can find it. Probably not, because that's, how things go. Let's see. Yep, of course it's deleted because I was like, I'm never going to need this. But you do see Ambassador, the Laeranak Ambassador, Gakosh, on screen. He's bald with the tattoos on his face, and he says, Commander Weber. Oh, wait, he doesn't say anything. He actually begins kind of humming a tune, an eerie tune, actually. But the translators, through much effort and work, translate what he's saying. And basically, it's something to the effect of Commander Weber, Laeranak reinforcements are on their way to assist, but we will not be there for another 3 hours.
Thank you. Your assistance is greatly appreciated. Any help at the moment will be extremely useful, but thank you.
No problem. We only hope to assist, and I believe there is a Starfleet unit on its way to you as well. But again,
Ahead of you?
kind of parallel. It's also about 3 hours away.
Okay, that is very welcome news. Thank you. If any of your ships are able to find a way to increase your speed, that would also be useful, but totally understand if it is going to be 3 hours.
Of course, Commander, we'll do our best. Kakash out, and then the screen goes blank. Right. So, is there anything you guys want to do before I jump to one of the Vanguard ships?
I was going to send out a message to the other ships, informing that we have reinforcements on the way.
Okay.
Just a text one. I don't need
Okay.
that way. It can be relayed quickly on their bridges.
Yeah.
And stuff.
All right. That doesn't require a roll unless you want more bonus momentum. But gonna jump to.
Yeah, go on. Let's try.
All right. Control engineering at difficulty 0. But I'm gonna spend 1 momentum to increase the complication range by 1. Maybe who knows what'll happen, but something will happen if it's a complication.
I'm just having a quick look at my values.
What, you gonna use a determination on a difficulty 0 roll?
See if there's any focuses that would be useful. No, there's nothing focus-wise I can use. So engineering control, you say?
Yep. Oh yes. Well, I didn't even need to spend that threat, but so the good news is you have a bonus momentum. Again, y'all should definitely use it very soon. But the complication is that I actually know what it's going to be, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. Actually, I am going to tell you what it is. When you send that message to all the ships in the Squadron Elite, moments after you realize you also send it to the cloaked ships, which can now possibly be tracked by the Kelvin Scout ship.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna. Go ahead.
Why can be tracked? Is it that they just have an idea where they are at that time?
Right. Yeah. Like they see a signal burst in a certain location. They're like, there's no ship there, but let's fine tune our sensors to maybe detect the cloaked ship. And it's kind of 50-50 whether or not they'll actually detect the cloaked ship or not.
That's if they find them at that location.
Yeah, like if the Charvanek moves, then it'll basically know that there was a ship there, but it won't see it. But the thing is about the Charvanek is you guys are preparing a bomb. You're not exactly moving super quickly.
See, if he does that, then we're probably already moved.
Yeah, like I said, a full impulse is actually pretty fast. The only thing is you don't want to be doing like a bunch of maneuvering because you're dealing with a singularity bomb.
Yeah.
But
that's why
it's
I said
still a 50-50 chance.
So when he does that, he's probably like, let's just move just in case. Because he's super paranoid. He's a Romulan, okay?
Yeah. We're going to do the Hope and Glory, and then we'll jump to the Charvanek. So does Captain Adam... Well, Captain Adam is on this ship, so he's actually going to be attacking. What does Captain Adams want to do? Lieutenant Commander Lachlan, his security chief, is reporting that the Kelvin ship is powering up an anti-proton beam directly at one of the 5 vessels in the Vanguard group.
Basically, he wants to hit where it's going to shoot from.
Okay, try to knock out that phaser or cannon. Okay, so I will roll, but I will need you to make a direct roll. So presence command will be this will be considered an assist. So just roll 1 dice, and I will roll. Let's see. Well, interesting. But yeah, I will roll for their control and security. So yeah, you roll command and presence. I will roll control security, and we'll also roll for the ship. What ship was that? The Hope of Glory, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Hope of glory. And which weapons are you firing? Phaser arrays, photon torpedoes, or tractor beam?
Basically, he will be.
Not tractor beam. Why did I say that? It's supposed to be
Why?
it's supposed to be anti-proton cannon, but I didn't write it in there.
He would go for the laser because he knows
There's no laser. It's either phasers or anti-proton.
phasers.
Okay.
Because yeah, he's gonna if they use up all their bomb.
Other big stuff. Well, I mean, the anti-proton lance is a energy weapon, so you're not going to really use it up. I will say though that I am going to be taking for every high-powered, not normal phasers and torpedoes, but for every anti-proton or transphasic torpedo or tricobalt device you fire, I will be taking 1 power away, and eventually you're going to be out of power probably. So,
Yeah.
So which one are you firing? The phaser.
Basic. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let me roll for the ship. Make sure you roll your direct, unless you already have.
Basically, it's the same.
Okay. So, yep. The difficulty was 1 because it's such a huge ship. There's no way you're gonna miss. And you got 3, so you have 2 bonus momentum. Again, you guys keep getting 2 bonus momentum. Definitely make sure you use that, even if it's just like to obtain information. Well, I guess you would need a sensor scan for that, but I mean, I think you can add momentum to damage too, if I remember correctly. But so
Can we add it to damage?
yeah, let me roll for your attack. And don't forget, you have multi-vector assault mode, so you can split your ship into 3 different ships if you want. But all right, so this is going to be a lot because it's weapons plus. Yeah, I think that's so weird. That's so weird that they do it that way. Because I mean, a normal ship, even if it was at 7 with weapons, it would still have, like with torpedoes being, 6. That's still a lot. I don't understand. Because whenever people roll for it, like when I watch them on YouTube, they're always rolling like 6 or 8 dice. They're not rolling like fucking 15. I don't get it. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. All right. But that's fine. Y'all need some OP weapons anyway to attack these things. Oh, see, that rolled the normal amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, so 11 damage. Oh, I am. You guys have 1 bonus momentum because you're specifically trying to. It's difficulty 2 to try to hit an actual. You were trying to hit something specific, and you succeeded. So you hit one of its many anti-proton cannons off of it and destroyed it. So yeah, good job on that. But now I need to take out some of its stress. Let's see. And unfortunately, the character sheet does not have, I can't put all of its stress in the character sheet on Roll20. It has a max, unfortunately. It's not the amount that it actually has. All right, so, but wait, there is resistance. There it is. How much resistance does it have? A lot. So yeah, basically you hit it, you kind of loosen it from the core of the scout ship, but you can tell that you didn't do any substantial damage to, any like it'll probably be like a few minutes and it'll be back online. So you might have like 1 turn, and again, it has a lot of anti-proton cannons. So taking 1 out of like 100, you did something, but not a whole lot.
It buys us a bit of time, okay?
It keeps you from being shot this 1 turn, yes. All right, so now I'm going to the Kelvin scout ship. Not going to do anything with Trask because he's not here, but they do need to do some shooting. They have other cannons, so they're going to see who they're going to shoot at. Oh, I can do that too. Okay. Okay. Let's roll the pilot to do the actual attack. Control what security? Oof. Well, the anti-proton cannon was aimed directly at the well, actually not the Prometheus, at the Enterprise E, where Runa and Riza is, but it passed feet. It missed just by a few feet, and kept on going. So yeah, that's good, I guess. But I'm going to spend threat to keep the initiative. And I'm going to have them do a psychic blast at all telepaths, which must be opposed. So anyone who's a telepath, which I don't think any of you guys are, so at least you have a
Runa?
Oh yeah, Runa. I forgot about Runa. Is Jita's not telepathic, is she?
No.
Okay, and neither is Tall, right, Dr. Tall?
The only thing with Jida was she's got the thing that blocks telepathy.
Oh, okay. So that will add an additional that would reduce her difficulty by another one. So whenever she does resist, which she's not now, but later when she does resist, her difficulty will be 1 instead of 2. So just remember that. Because yeah, their brains are the size of like buildings. You can resist, you can block telepathy from like betazoids and other minor, even Telosians maybe, but these guys not completely. So yeah, any telepaths. Control medicine difficulty 3. I am going to roll for the psychomancer. And she is going to basically roll presence security. Oof. So all you need to do, well, you still have to get. And do y'all have? Yeah, you have 1 bonus momentum still. So I would use it. Whoever has telepathy.
Can I use it?
Yeah. That puts you down to 8. But yeah. So I keep forgetting the music. Oof, not that one.
Lucky she's actually in medbay.
Alright, I've got to go do something real quick. I will be right back. So that music's kind of loud, or that background's kind of loud, but yeah, I'll be right back.
Okay, toilet break.
Yeah, basically. And I do know that we have to quit in 15 minutes, so. Alright, so. I still got to jump off here in a second to go do something. But until then, Mac, whenever you... Okay, I'm definitely turning that down. Where is it? Yeah, that's better. Oh, that's too far. Okay. Yeah, I know it starts out loud, but y'all can turn it down, I think. Anyway. Oof, complication. Are you back yet, Mac? Guess not. I'll be right back to you then. Alright. This might be the last roll of this particular session. So Mac, if you're here, let me know. No? Okay. Testing. 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 Okay. So, yeah. Oof. Did I mute? No, I accidentally muted myself. Mac, are you back yet? Alright. Oh yeah, definitely gotta lower that one. Mac! Mac, you back yet? Did I mute myself? No, okay. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm gonna look and see how much stress she has. Well, definitely not 14. Is that 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Alright. So this would be the time to use that thing. Testing, testing. Why is it not light up sometimes? The complication.
Here you're fine, by the way.
Okay, good. Because I look at and it's not lighting up for me sometimes, so I'm wondering if I muted myself sometimes. And you still have to go at 7:30 my time?
Yeah, about 7:30, 7:40, something like that.
Okay. Well, hopefully Matt gets back before then. Because we can, make it a three-parter. But I'm mostly worried, well, me being me, I'm worried about, you know, the stuff on the horizon that's supposed to happen, but Durlock and D-Man aren't here. You know what? I might just get rid of D-Man from... Nah. Cat...
Before season 5?
Well, he's not in season 5. That I mean, he might be in like as Salak or as somebody, doing something for the first episode, but he's not going to be a main bridge crew. I think. Let me see. Let me look at the cast. Honestly, I think the people that we have now is fine. We got chief engineer, chief security, chief medical. Mac still needs to. Oh, Max EXO. I keep confusing it with the one-shot one for some freaking reason. And then I'll make somebody for, I don't know, ops or something. Maybe science. Probably science because we have a chief engineer. But that's fine for. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, that many people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I did speak with Korava, and he wanted to.
Oh yeah.
Well, he mentioned he will be messaging you to
Well,
see if it works.
yeah, and somebody. I need to figure out. Actually, I can just go up. Oh yeah, Muhani wanted to listen in on this game, but then didn't show up. So I'm
Oh yeah.
wondering. Let's see. Karava, yeah, yeah, Karava's fine. But yeah, Mac, are you back yet? Dang, that's a long ass piss. So yeah, I 14 damage to Runa. So actually, we'll jump to Enterprise E sickbay.
Hello.
Welcome back. So your character doesn't have the amount of stress to take. So basically, just reduce all of Runa's. Well, I did it already. And she's got like psychic damage now. I guess that's a D&D thing, but she um, I'm trying to think. Sorry, I had a brain fart. Um, but roll just roll one challenge dice. Um, yeah, because depending on what you get, that's how much. If you get a one, okay, so that's not really anything, so don't worry about it. I was gonna say if you get a 1 or a 2, then you go down in sanity, but I'm just gonna take threat for that instead. So yeah, basically, Runa, you get a massive migraine, and yeah, your knees weak, you're about to fall over, and the chief medical officer Ben Zeit and of the Enterprise E and Captain McLandon like rush to catch you before you fall.
Yeah, her face turns white.
Loud.
Like she's not feeling 100% because the headache, and it's making, yeah,
And
it's
she sees in her mind as she kind of collapses the face of the creature I can't remember if she saw this before. But I'm gonna put it on screen for you. She sees the face of this creature like in her mind. I feel like this happened last time, but she's like trying to get into Runa's mind. She doesn't successfully gain access or anything like that. She's just causing like chaos and damage and pain. And the other two guys kind of lay Runa down on the bed next to Riza. Um, so what does Riza do when she sees this?
She gives her a big hug, like,
Oh.
so she knows that it's okay. She's still here.
Okay. So we're gonna unfortunately have to end a little bit early. Z has to go. But is there anything that anyone wants to do before we end that is not included in the turn order? Because actually, let's do a flashback real quick. Well, I say real quick. Actually, you know what? That might not be real quick. That's like one of the longest things. This flashback. So let's wait until next time. But I was gonna say let's do it because Z's here, but I didn't want it to go on for too long. And Z and Mac, but we'll do it next time, I guess. So yeah, like I said, if there's anything that anyone wants to do, that's quick and not battle related, they can before we end the game today. And also, would you prefer to continue this next? It won't be next week. It'll be the week after that because we have a session 0 for another game on that one on next Tuesday. But do y'all want to do that, or do you want to just have this be like a cliffhanger and pick it up in the summer in June or something when we start season 5?
Up to you. I don't really mind.
I really don't mind
Okay.
if we continue it or leave it as a cliffhanger.
I'm flexible either way. So yeah, so if you want to do a little bit more, totally understand as well. If we leave it as a cliffhanger, it obviously
Yeah.
gives more people chance, obviously, for them to be able to join in, such.
Well, I think